guys, welcome back. The NBA conference finals are rolling on, and we had game 2 in the Western Conference earlier on as OKC hosted San Antonio Spurs together with Victor Wembanyama, and this time round OKC hangs on to pull even in the series. Amazing stuff we have for you today. More on the highlights with that. Of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 30 in this one to help Thunder's top Spurs 121 to 113 in game 2 of the Western Conference finals. This point in time, of course, the MVP made sure to leave a mark in this series. Well, let's hope this is not the last game where he bounces back. Of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander bounced back from a subpar series opener to score 30 points. Alex Caruso, who was crucial in the previous game, actually was the top scorer in the first game of this series, added 17 off the bench, and Oklahoma City Thunders beat San Antonio Spurs 122 to 130 on Wednesday night. Chet Holmgren, of course, was always there as well, scoring 13 points. And of course, McCain, Cass, actually they have a star-studded team. The second team, the one on the bench, is equally as good as the first team. So let's roll on. Let's jump right into the highlights of this very game.
Blue Dort struggled game 1. To a good start in game 2. Vassell pressing the defense on Williams. Lob to Holmgren inside. Sees Wemby, doesn't go to the goal. Clock at 5. SGA contested shot. Knock it down.
That is a tough bucket there. Not only did he have to kind of shoot over Wemby. Nice response there. Get the ball up quickly.
But an nth degree defensive bust there as Vassell was wide open. Williams. It's in game 1. Wemby the screen, Wemby the 3. Knocked it down.
And the Spurs are bringing Wemby up higher in the pick and rolls, allowing the guard to get the space he needs to make the read.
Well, he'll hang with Hartenstein, who's guarding him on the other end. Gilgeous-Alexander works for space. Getting going early. Who attacks? And it's Williams for 3.
But why is that 3 there? That's the third time Lou Dort have gotten 2 feet in the lane.
Nice feet to Cornet. Castle started it and had the helper. Luke Cornet, the dunk. The top 3 scoring threats for Oklahoma City not on the floor right now as Castle gets to the elbow and extends the lead to 4. No SGA, no Holmgren, and no J-Dub for the moment for OKC. Baseline drive. Sees 2. Scores through it anyway.
Hard to Jamal. They have to have A.J. Mitchell being attacked.
Out of the corner. Dort. Got it. Back the other way comes Carter Bryant. Body at Hartford trailing, did 2-on-1. Williams. Come on. Back the other way comes McCain. Nice assist on the last trip down. Holmgren, will he take it? He pulls 3. And hits. Hands by Wallace. McCain to the deck. Holmgren the other way. Another turnover force. As good at it as anyone in the league. Wallace at 3.
Live ball turnover.
Jordan McLaughlin checking in for the Spurs, and he hits a 3. So McLaughlin, who only scored 89 points all season, has only played 24 minutes in the playoffs.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Jordan McLaughlin.
Wembanyama using the window, got it back with the left hand.
How did he get it back? He shot outside the paint.
Reg, how's he do anything?
What?
Hartenstein had a body on him. SGA got inside with a bump in the basket. McLaughlin out without Fox. They just need more bodies to play and handle the ball. That's why he's been in. Great drive from both. Saw him hesitate. knocked it away. Still 10 to go.
We're in the second quarter right here, and you can clearly see there was a change in strategy for OKC. They are not marking Victor Wembanyama with Caruso as they did, at least not at this point in the game, as you can see. And it looked like, actually, if you're to see the score, OKC managed to score exactly the same amount of points as they did in the first game. Wow, that's Castle right there, pulverizing the rim. So then they maintained the same score as they did in the first game. And as you will see, because eventually there will be eventual winners with 122 points in this one. And even in the other one that they lost that went into overtime, they scored 122 points in that very same game. So the only thing that changed in this series is that San Antonio Spurs either relaxed or they just didn't go the extra mile to push OKC. Because if they had at least equaled the amount of effort that they put in the first game, they would have still pushed through and won this, because OKC doesn't change anything on this game. That's a rejection by Victor Wembanyama on his nemesis, Chet Holmgren. That's another one, but that was called as a foul. But I mean, it was a clean one indeed. It was a clean one. It was all ball. So Chet Holmgren cannot handle Victor Wembanyama, because remember, he took even the Rookie of the Year because they both Chet started earlier. It's just that he finished his whole season injured, and then he had to start a year later. Anyway, more of the highlights.
Stein guarding. Wemby looking to get going here after 2 field goals in the first half.
What I like about that play for Wemby, they kind of put him in that dirt area at the top of the key where he can kind of see where the doubles are coming from.
Harper works inside. Again, a finish after. Just cut all those together. It's a beautiful reel of tape. Hartenstein beat the clock. It's the 3. And here it is, game 2 of this series again. Wembanyama's gonna launch and knock down the 3 and bark back at the Thunder fans and bench. Out of the corner, Vassell hits the 3, and the Spurs, nice little push here to get it back within 5. Wembanyama knocked down Williams. To the basket goes the land, and he looks at Cass like, give me it back, I'm fine. I'm just gonna pull 3. And tie the game at 66.
I don't know how you guard him, right? The size down low advantage, and then when you get up on him, you can knock down the 3. Nice response here by Jay Will.
Wembanyama going right at him now. Corner 3, Vassell puts San Antonio right back to even again. Caruso.
He literally just checked in.
Wemby feeling it. Basket bound. No. Yes on the putback.
Oh my gosh. This is a treat, man.
Dort out of the corner around Wemby. Caruso. Wembanyama with Dort. Caruso again.
And words for the Spurs bench.
Yep. Castle loses it, goes in the basket, attacks at Holmgren, and finishes. Holmgren is underneath with Vassell. He got a size advantage in there. Wemby's roaming, covering everybody on this strip. Gilgeous-Alexander is getting inside. No Wemby. To the basket and 1.
It's going to be so important for somebody else to be a playmaker and a big shot maker.
Like Keldon Johnson going right at Holmgren. Getting it back. A third time. There's the work against it. Caruso to Holmgren, who's having a quarter. Wembanyama on the outside, attacks at Holmgren, goes into him, pitches it to the corner. McLaughlin to 3. It's his second of the game. Jan Penny working on Kane inside for 2.
And now the Spurs need to match up and go man-to-man the OKC Thunder.
No, they're back in the zone.
Vassell transition triple. Oh, he hit it! And it's a 3-point game, just like that. 2 for 1. Gilgeous-Alexander to 24 points. McCain pulls 3. Got it all! Touch over 50% in this one. Castle down. McCain fires.
The momentum in this one was clearly on OKC's side. Of course, they had the home crowd, which of course didn't help them in the first game, but you could clearly see that they were in ascendancy and they maintained. And even Luke Ndagno, their coach, their manager, their coach actually said it at the end of the game, saying that he saw the game, he did not know that they would win or lose the game, but he could felt it that his team was doing its best and it was playing very well, consistently high. So this one thing you should know in this series is that it is just going to be a game of margins. The slimmest of mistakes, the slimmest of margins will determine this series, because these teams are equally good. They are equally good. Of course, OKC is better on paper. If you're to go punch for punch, OKC is actually better. But the team that has mastered how to beat the defending champions is San Antonio Spurs. One other key factor is that, and it will also depend on how fit Victor Wembanyama remains, and if he's willing and able to go the extra mile, because it's going to push them. It may even eventually go to game 7. The way I see this game, it's possible it will go to game 7, and it's most definitely going to reach game 5 after this. So game 5, game 6, around there, and ultimately game 7. So it will depend on how Victor Wembanyama will stay fit for this game through and through. If not, if he's not able to stay fit, because remember, his defense is so good in that it negates the mid-ranges of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a mid-range savant. He just shoots enormous amounts of mid-ranges, and in those mid-ranges he ends up getting the whistle, going to the free throw line, and of course it eventually helps him and helps OKC win games. Now, the way I saw Victor play in this game, I can say that he was tired. He was tired, and he wasn't pulling through, covering, trying to make sure that those mid-ranges from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do not come through. So Shai, of course, had a good game, scoring 30 points in this one, and of course, eventually they won this one. But yeah, that is those are the averages. As you can see, it is just Oklahoma City Thunder slightly edging San Antonio Spurs by just a single point, because you can clearly see right there that OKC has 118.5 points, 118.5 points, and San Antonio Spurs 117.5. Just a single point is what separates both these teams. Like I said it's just going to be a game of margins. In rebounds, of course, because of the impact of Victor Wembanyama, they take the bulk chunk of that. Then, because the team is evenly distributed, OKC takes the assists column, 29.5 points right there, as you can see. Then, of course, in the averages of the leading players in the different categories, the blocks, of course, is Victor Wembanyama averaging 3.5 blocks per game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trying to pull through, come a bit closer to Victor Wembanyama with 27 points in this 27 points per game. But Victor Wembanyama still leads the way thanks to that 40-point game that he had in Series 1, 31 points per game right there. Heidenstein in rebounds, but he's nowhere close to Victor Wembanyama's 20.5 rebounds per game. Assists, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is leading the way, but not far off from Stephon Caruso. That is the series for you. Tonight we shall also be going east as we check out New York Knicks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in that one. Peace out, guys. Until next time, I'm out.